Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special video. This is the one and only game that I have ever played against a titled player. So this was a game I played in a tourney. So this titled player is goes by the name Road to GM 3000. He has a great channel over on Twitch. I encourage you to head over and check that out. I'll keep a link in the description below. But before we get to that, I just want to address a quick thing here. You might notice that my video is now in the bottom right hand corner instead of the top. Tell me if you guys like this arrangement better because you guys can see now the moves here. As you can see, the first move was d4. So let's get right into the game. I played d5 and then we entered a queen's gambit decline. I generally play the marshal's defense, which is with knight to f6 instead of e6, but this time I chose to play e6. And then we entered a Nimzo Indian defense. I'm not actually quite sure because I'm not a theorist person. And then I took the knight and took back. And we just had a very normally developing game. And I castled. Here was the first kind of inaccuracy on my part. My opponent played h3, and I kind of got scared. I didn't want to trade my bishop for the knight because I didn't think that was necessary, but I didn't want to go here and allow maybe like a g4 and then taking my bishop and ruining my pawn structure. I thought that was kind of scary because if they can play this and open up my h file, now they have a nice rook that's staring down and they can maybe just kill me, you know? So I dislike that. So I played bishop back to d7, and this was like the major this is the first kind of big inaccuracy on my part because now I just get underdeveloped my bishop back to a pretty um, bad square, and it's staring right into my knight, so that was bad. And after this, my opponent came in, and here was the second big inaccuracy. After this trade, I played knight to e8. I played the knight all the way back. And I don't see why I didn't play this move, knight to e4, because it hits this pawn, and if you trade, then I just get this nice position. I might play f5. I'll just show how that might go. If, for example, if castles, I might just play f5, and I have a nice clamp on this square. I could maybe put my bishop there, or I'm pretty I would have liked this position a lot more than what I got, which was I got knight e8, and after queen to f3, going for an attack on me with both the bishops staring here, I played knight d6 and allowed queen to come here and threaten checkmate. All right, so I did not hang checkmate. I played f6, but this results in a loss of a pawn here. And then I played, this was a kind of odd move. I probably should have maybe kept it a little bit simpler, but I played that. It's really stressful to play a high rated person because you like overestimate how good they are. And then you kind of start thinking, "Oh my God, is this a good move?" And it was really stressful. Well, he didn't want to trade, so he went back to f4 with his queen, and I played queen b6. I would have now, if I look back on the thing, queen a5 seems a lot more natural to hit that pawn on c3. But I played queen b6, and then okay, queen h4. Now there's a new attack on the h7 pawn. It's not checkmate, but it's quite scary nevertheless. So I played h6. He castled, and I played bishop to b5, trying to trade off this powerful bishop. As you can see, this bishop is lined up with the rook, so he can't just move it. But guess what he did? He moved it. So I was like, okay, wait, is this some? I spent a lot of time. I was like, is this some kind of crazy tactic? Does he have a checkmate? And then I was like, fine, I'll just call his bluff. So I took the rook. He takes back, and I played queen b2, attacking the bishop and this pawn and this pawn. So bishop to b1, queen takes c3, queen g3. So now there's some ideas of maybe infiltrating here with the bishop looking down from afar over here. So now I played rook c8, and I think this was a little too ignorant on my part. I should have maybe dealt with this threat. Maybe I should have gone f5 or, to block this bishop out. Um, but I played I played rook c8, and now he's able to get in with and now f5 is not possible because just bishop takes, and I just lost a pawn. So that does not work anymore. And now I got a little scared. I tried to bring my queen back to help with defense, but it's a little too late now. So queen h7 check, only move, king f7, bishop check on g6. I played, obviously I can't go to um, e6 because I would lose the exchange over here. So I didn't do that. I played king here, but this is, you'll see here. G7 is taken with check, and now I freaked out. I played king d8, and I blundered my rook. So obviously I should have probably gone here. I don't know actually. I was probably lost in all cases, but I think king d6 was better because first of all, I'm offering a trade of queens without blundering a rook. And I'm still up the exchange, guys, so I'm still up the exchange. So I could, if I managed to trade off the queens, I would still be in a dominant position in this game. But unfortunately, I decided to play king d8. I wasn't even low on time, but I just decided to play king d8, and I blundered my rook. And then actually there was a checkmate here. My opponent missed the checkmate. There was a mate in 3. After bishop here check, the queen covers these squares, the bishop covers this square, and the queen takes all these. So my only move is here. And then queen c5 is mate. Queen is held by the pawn, and the queen controls all the squares around the king, except this one, which is covered by the bishop. It would have been a beautiful checkmate. He did not find it, thankfully, but the game did not last much longer, nevertheless. After queen f7 check, my only move, or I could have gone king d6 to prolong the game a little bit longer, but I am down a rook, or down a piece now because I was up the exchange before. I am down a piece, and then now I blundered my queen. And in this position, I resigned the game to Road to GM 3000. And this person is rated about 2100 um, in Blitz, I think, roughly around there. I might not be exact, but I'm really proud of this game because I was up material at some point, and okay, let's turn on the evaluation so I can show you how this game went. Um, so evaluation was pretty even until this trade where I played. It gives white a little bit of advantage because I didn't need to make this trade. I could have just taken the pawn. I forgot maybe that my queen supports the pawn, so I did not need to trade. But okay. And then as I mentioned, the first big swing of the bar happened over here when I played bishop d7, and it gives white like 1.2 advantage, which is sizable. And then after this, when I played knight e8, it gives white a 2-point advantage now. And then after this, a couple more moves passed. The eval bar isn't moving really. And then after queen takes, I played bishop to a4. It's still pretty even. Ooh, and then the eval bar did not like that. And let's see. And it really hated this move. It did not like sacking the exchange. So it gives me a 1-point advantage after this. But after this move, it gives white the advantage again because I was just trying to go in and do some damage, but I underestimated the power of the attack over here. I don't know why it's not letting me draw arrows, but yeah, yes. So after a couple more moves passed, I did have the advantage. I had a 2-point advantage against a 2100, guys. How was that? I had a 2-point advantage. But as you can see, I soon was obliterated. Um, Here, it does say mate in 3. See, this is the mate I was talking about. Here there was the checkmate after uh, king d7. There was bishop f5. But my opponent played I mean, this was excellent as well because this resulted in the same victory for him, and that was the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my uh, game and my smoking loss to this 2100. But I will put the link to the description in the description to his Twitch channel, and I encourage you guys to go check that out. Until next time.